My name is Sandra Ajaja. I'm originally from Nigeria. My background is in engineering, and I did a little bit of social entrepreneurship. And then I decided to do an MBA at Syracuse University. Given my STEM background, I wanted to focus on business analytics, and also I wanted to explore something more creative. So I did a dual concentration in marketing and business analytics at Syracuse University. I studied engineering in Nigeria, and being an female engineering student, I found that there were a lot of gaps in my education, my experience as a female engineering STEM lover. There wasn't a lot of female mentors that I could look up to, and it really impacted my experience of like the entire field. So I wanted to solve that problem. I decided to found a company called Fempower Africa, which was a community organization that was focused around empowering women with STEM skills, um, just to allow them build a community around developing their STEM, giving STEM skills, people who want to transition into engineering, math, and all of those software development, data science, career path, just creating an environment where they could thrive, communicate with one another, mentorship, and all of that. So I did that for 3 years in Lagos, Nigeria. We would organize events, women in tech programs, initiatives, conferences, help people who wanted to get into jobs in tech, people transitioning from non-tech backgrounds to tech backgrounds. So we did all of that for 3 years, and there I really developed a lot of entrepreneurial skills, content creation, event planning, working with sponsors, partners. It was a fun time. I always loved business. I used to be that founder that would always be like on TechCrunch, reading all the latest update with like startups, what's happening, which startup got funding. It was just really exciting being in the tech ecosystem. And back then in Nigeria, there was a lot of things going on, a lot of Facebook coming to Lagos, Nigeria to talk to founders. It was just really fascinating. And I was in that ecosystem, I was part of it, right? And I was just like, I want to learn as much as I can learn to just be a part of this. I became really interested in venture capital. I remember even while running my own enterprise, I reached out to an amazing founder in Lagos, and I was like, I want to work with you guys. You guys are doing awesome work. They were a startup a startup incubator, but they also did like funding in like early stage startups in Lagos. So I was like, I want to learn all of that. I want to be there. I want to see all of that. So I joined them. I worked with them at the same time running my own social enterprise. We'll do like a little bit of partnerships along the side. So that was just what perked my interest in entrepreneurship, and not just entrepreneurship, but in tech entrepreneurship, seeing how founders came up with innovative ideas and take it to market, like all of that, being part of that process, and how they find funding, how they got funding, how they pivoted, and all of that. So that was what made me begin to think about having an MBA. I remember I got into a 1 week program at the Lagos Business School, and I was like, let me see how this whole business school thing is. I loved it. It was like the best 1 week of my life. And I was like, if I want to do any master's degree ever, I would definitely do an MBA. So how did I decide to go to Whitman? It was actually very coincidental. I was very interested in, at that time, during COVID, I moved to the UK because I got a scholarship to do like a 1-year master's in gender and development. Given my work working with women, having this non-profit organization, a lot of opportunities came my way. One of them was a Commonwealth scholarship. I was just testing the waters. I was just like trying to see if I would like it. I did it for 1 year. I finished the degree, but I really, really did not really see myself working as a non-profit person, because given how excited I was about social entrepreneurship, I knew that definitely I still have to do my MBA. And I was applying for a lot of the programs. I did not even think about the US, to be honest. I was just more so focused on the UK, given it was like a 1 year master's. I was like, okay, I could do that. But then one day I was just Googling stuff in the heat of COVID. I was like, okay, let me just explore the US and see what's out there. Given so many of the companies I loved were based in the US, all these amazing tech companies were from the US. And then I just Googled the tech MBA, no GRE, because I did not want to do GRE. I was so stressed with finishing this other master's degree that I was in. So I was like, no GRE, nothing, full scholarship, because I really wanted a full scholarship. I did not want to spend any other like money. I've been out of work for like 1 year. So, and then Whitman was like the first, it just came up on my browser. I was like, okay, let me see. And then I went into the website of the school, like checked out the program. I saw the program was really nice. They did a lot of tech concentration, which was what I wanted. It was social entrepreneurship, awesome, no GRE. And then I started talking to the program managers. I did like an interview with one of them, and they were like, we love you, we love your background, you are definitely who this program is designed for. I decided to take the leap. I applied, and a couple of months later, I got a full scholarship. I was mind blown. I was like, wow, this is a dream come true. Everything I learned at Whitman, I use every day in my job as a product marketing manager at PayPal. So it all worked out, I guess. The MBA program at Whitman is very structured, more so in a way where you tailor your experience. So a lot of people come in, but you still learn the fundamentals, which is like finance, all of the accounting, the business management, and all of that. But then you're allowed to pick and choose what you want to focus on. Given my experience in marketing, like starting a company, but the company I founded was very much community based. Everything we're doing was around content creation, online marketing, and all of that. I wanted to still learn the basics of like marketing, and I still wanted to explore more technical skills like data analysis, like how do you use tools like Tableau, R, all of these SQL, like so many of all of those other things. So I learned everything. I learned everything about business, from the beginning of when you have an idea to when you formulate the idea, you build a product, and then when you now ship it to market, how do you get this product into the hands of consumers? How, after your consumers have received the product, how do you continue to improve? How do you continue to change with the market trends and all of that, and the market environment? How do you evolve? So I learned everything, right? And then I found that some of the classes that I absolutely love were still the things that I've been doing, which was still marketing, and still like tinkering with like data, because I feel like data gives you the picture. You don't know some of the decisions you make as an entrepreneur, you have to make sure it's data driven. So I just wanted to make sure that my learning was holistic, and I just had everything basically. Coming into the MBA program, I didn't really know what I wanted to do post MBA, because the MBA program, it's such a broad degree. You can do a number of things. Like some of my friends from the MBA program, they work in finance, they work in consulting. So it was just like very big scope of possibilities, right? But I think when I started thinking about what I wanted to do post MBA, I was thinking about some of the things I did not like from like my previous work experience and some of the things I did like. So because I'd always worked in tech, I loved the culture of tech, how flexible it is, how you can continue doing, you can have something that you're doing on the side, like a passion project, but still have a job that you love, you absolutely love. I love that flexibility. I love that culture. I love the people in tech and like the ownership, the entrepreneurship. Even when you're working for a company, it still feels very much like you have your own startup within the company. So I knew I wanted to do tech. So I just narrowed everything. When I was searching for jobs, I was like, it has to be a tech company. It has to be an exciting product that people love and people use. So it's just like narrowing everything. It has to be something that I'm gonna love every day and wake up and be like, yay, let's go to work. It has to be remote because I love working everywhere. I want to be able to travel and do stuff and still work. So I just had this list. The company has to be, culture has to be great, perks have to be great, like everything. So I knew definitely tech. So I started applying to a bunch of different companies. I wasn't sure about the role because as an MBA, you can fit into basically any role. So, but I ended up choosing product management. And product marketing is like an aspect of product management. And then I did a couple of interviews with amazing companies. And then PayPal, I decided to go with PayPal. I worked in PayPal. It was supposed to be a 3-month internship, but it turned into a 7-month internship. So, which was great because it gave me so much knowledge, even outside of what I think I learned. It solidified all the learnings I was taking from the MBA program, right? It was just like everything I was learning, marketing analytics, I see it in my job. So it was just so cool. And then after 7 months, I decided to stop. December of 2022, I decided to just chill and like stop the internship and like focus on graduating in May of 2023. And then I got a full-time offer. So yeah, I guess they really liked me. Or I guess I did a good job. So yeah, now I have my own particular project and I'm owning, which is exciting. And now it just feels like, yeah, there's a lot more responsibility and there's a lot more accountability for like the job and the work I'm doing. Yeah. Even when I was transitioning from just being fresh in the US, I didn't really know a lot about the US or how to go about finding a job and whatnot. They were really helpful. They gave me all of the tools that I needed to just figure out a job. And even interview preps, I remember I would always send my CV. They would vet it. They would give me feedback on what to improve on. Some of the interviews that I had, the first 2 interviews, I was like, what am I missing? And I remember one of them were like, maybe you should just try to be yourself, try to just show that you really love, be passionate and all of that. So they were really helpful for me to like get to where I am, and I'm really grateful for that. Yeah. The Marsh McLennan RISE Fellowship was an amazing program. It's an initiative by Marsh McLennan, which is a top global risk management company that wants to empower Black MBA professionals, MBA and other master's degree, to just be able to navigate racial inequalities and like just advocating yourself as a Black person in the workplace. We all know how crazy the corporate world is. It's very companies that are not intentional about building a workplace where there's equity, there's belonging, people feel like they're being heard, people feel like they belong, they always have problems. We all know how important equity, diversity, inclusion is for like the general profitability of any business. So that's what RISE was all about. So we did a lot of it's a 1-year fellowship where you get to work with the executives of the company. You get to like create this this problem. They give each they put us in teams, which was nice. I got to work with people from different universities, MBAs as well from the US, and they gave us a big problem that the company was currently facing, and we got to think about how do we improve diversity inclusion in this aspect of the company. For my team, we worked on a problem about Black founders, and because I'm all about entrepreneurship and all of that, so I really wanted that project. So just how there was a racial gap in the funding that Black founders in America receive. So if you don't know, there's a huge gap from like how much venture capital people of African American background receive in the US. So we're able to create these amazing initiatives to empower Black founders and just get them in that pipeline where they are able to get more funding and all of that. It was really fun. We got to work with key executives on the company, in the company, and they gave us mentorship, so many resources. The goal was to transition from MBA fellowship, MBA fellow, RISE fellow, to working in the company. So I got 2 offers. I got offer from Marsh McLennan, an offer from PayPal, and I just decided to go with PayPal. I really loved the RISE fellowship. It was a segue into seeing the company and just experiencing what working for the company would be like. And it was also paid. So it was really nice to just receive that extra funding that comes from just all of these different opportunities that I got to explore because of the Whitman MBA.